Everyone laughed when the Chinese billionaire mocked the black waiter, until he replied in Chinese. You won't believe how fast laughter can turn into silence. What happened next that night in Shanghai's most luxurious hotel will make you rethink the meaning of dignity, respect, and true intelligence. Stick around till the end, because the waiter's reply didn't just shut down the billionaire, it changed the entire room. And if you believe respect is more valuable than money, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more powerful real-life stories. It was a gala dinner hosted by one of Asia's wealthiest tech magnates, Mr. Liang Zhou, a man known as much for his brilliance as for his arrogance. He had built an empire from nothing, but with his billions came a sharp tongue and a cruel sense of humor. That night, the grand ballroom glimmered with chandeliers, champagne flowed freely, and laughter echoed as the elite of Shanghai dined and flaunted their success. Among the serving staff was David Johnson, a tall, composed black man in his mid-20s. He had come to China only a year earlier, working long shifts as a waiter to support his younger sister's university education back in Ghana. David was quiet, observant, and unusually polite, the kind of man who smiled through exhaustion and treated everyone with respect, even when they didn't return it. But that evening, fate had other plans. As David poured wine into Mr. Liang's glass, one of the billionaire's guests whispered something in his ear and pointed subtly toward the waiter. Liang chuckled, then spoke loudly enough for everyone to hear. "Ah, I didn't know the hotel imported staff from Africa too. Tell me, can he even understand Chinese, or does he only take orders in English?" The table erupted in laughter. Glasses clinked. Cameras flashed. A few guests even pulled out their phones to capture the moment. David froze for a split second, the laughter ringing in his ears. But then, instead of anger, a calm smile spread across his face. He set the bottle down gently and looked straight into Mr. Liang's eyes. In fluent Mandarin, he replied softly, "Xian Sheng, Yuyan Bu Xiang Liang Ji Wei de Biao Zun. Zhen Zheng de Zun Zhang, Bu Shu Yao Fan Yi." Sir, language is not a measure of intelligence. True respect needs no translation. The room went dead silent. You could hear the hum of the air conditioner and the soft clatter of a spoon falling onto a plate somewhere in the back. Every head turned toward David, eyes wide with disbelief. Mr. Liang blinked, his smirk fading. You speak Mandarin?" he stammered. David smiled again, his tone still calm but firm. "Yes, sir. I studied it for 3 years at Peking University. I majored in international business before I had to pause my studies to support my family. I'm just working here temporarily." The guests' jaws dropped. Someone whispered, "Peking University." Another muttered, "He's more educated than half the people in this room." Liang cleared his throat, visibly embarrassed. He tried to laugh it off, but the humor had vanished from the air. "Ah, very impressive," he said awkwardly, raising his glass. "You must forgive me. I didn't mean to offend." David bowed respectfully. "No offense taken, sir. Everyone makes mistakes, but not everyone learns from them." That line hit like thunder. The billionaire set his glass down slowly, nodding with a strange mix of humility and admiration. Later that night, after most guests had left, Liang called David over privately. "You taught me something tonight," he said quietly. "I've built companies, but maybe I forgot how to build respect." He reached into his pocket and handed David a business card. "Come see me tomorrow. I think you deserve a better opportunity." The next morning, David arrived at Liang Tech headquarters. Instead of being offered a small favor, he was offered a full scholarship, reinstatement to his university studies, all expenses paid by the billionaire himself. Liang also made an official apology to the hotel staff, saying, "Sometimes, the richest lesson comes from those who have the least to give but the most to teach." Months passed. David graduated with honors and later joined Liang Tech as an international relations manager. He became a symbol of resilience and dignity, not just to the company, but to thousands of young people who heard his story. His calm response had transformed humiliation into power, and ignorance into awareness. 1 year later, David stood on stage beside Liang at a charity event. The same hotel, the same ballroom, but this time, it was Liang introducing him. "This young man reminded me," Liang said, his voice trembling slightly, "that respect doesn't come from wealth, race, or status, it comes from how you treat others when you think no one's watching." The crowd stood and applauded, not just for David's story, but for the strength it took to turn mockery into meaning. David simply smiled, remembering that night, the laughter, the silence, and the lesson that echoed louder than any insult ever could. So, if you've ever been underestimated, remember this story. You don't have to shout to make your worth known. Sometimes, all it takes is calm confidence and the truth, spoken from the heart. And if you believe that respect is the language every soul understands, hit that like button, share this story with someone who needs to hear it, and don't forget to subscribe, because more powerful stories like this are coming your way.